After announcing a rather ridiculous amount of content for the Final Fantasy 15 universe at Gamescom, you'd have thought Square Enix might want to take a bit of a break, and in reality I guess they kinda did, but now with the Tokyo Game Show underway, they've picked things up right where they left off by announcing some of the content that will feature in the next big patch for the game, the guest character who will be appearing in episode Ignis, and more. So let's kick things off with the new patch, which should be Final Fantasy 15 Update 1.16 if I'm counting things correctly. Towards the end of a new and improved Final Fantasy 15 Universe trailer, which was just released on the official Square Enix YouTube channel, one of the segments related to a free update. Now, as with the free update tease we received during Gamescom, only two parts of the update were revealed. The first is that there will be an increase to your hunt capacity, which is nice and all, but it's not very interesting compared to what was shown next, the promise of additional story content. I'd at this point like to throw down something of a spoiler warning, because if you haven't finished the game yet, what we're about to talk about could reveal some things. Anyway, obviously they didn't reveal too much at this point about what the story patch will contain, but from the small screenshots and clips that were included in the Universe trailer, we can assume that this story content will focus around Gentiana and Lunafreya. However, it could go much deeper than that. The first screenshot, for example, very clearly features Ifrit, and the second very clearly shows Shiva being surrounded by plenty of airships from the Niflheim Empire. Perhaps it's via this story patch that we will learn more about what happened in the past leading up to the events of the main game. The Shiva screenshot surely must also be a nod to the battle that was waged between her and the Empire years before the main game happened. In the third screenshot, we see Gentiana talking to a young Lunafreya, and this is followed by a brief cutscene in the Silly Blossom field where we see Gentiana crying. This is of course where Lunafreya also spoke to Ravus during one of the scenes towards the end of the main game, where he tries to persuade Lunafreya to stop helping Noctis as he doesn't believe that he is the true king. I don't know about you guys, but this could be pretty damn exciting. But I'm also a little tentative, mainly because I don't know how much depth this content will actually have. The previous story improvement, which released alongside episode Gladiolus, was of course dubbed Chapter 13 Verse 2, and in reality it was quite minimal. Although it did add a little bit more depth to Ravus' character and his ultimate demise, I still felt it was somewhat underwhelming. Hopefully this new patch will be much more significant and will help to expand on Lunafreya's character as well as that of Gentiana and the Astrals. Alright, so aside from revealing a new story update, we also got an update on episode Ignis, which is of course the last piece of content within the Final Fantasy 15 Season Pass. We already knew that this will be releasing in December of this year thanks to a teaser trailer that was put at the end of episode Prompto, but aside from that not much else was revealed apart from the fact it would take place during Noctis' battle against Leviathan, and the fact that Ignis and Arden really aren't best buddies. We didn't get too much more during the latest Final Fantasy 15 Universe trailer either, but what we did get to see is Ignis in a slightly different light. I mean, look at his hair! It's messy! Alright, aside from seeing that Ignis will have messy hair, we also learn that Ravus Nox Fleuret will be a guest character who will appear alongside him as he fights against the Empire. This was heavily speculated, and it does make perfect sense. The main campaign sows the seeds of Ravus' descent shortly before the fight with Leviathan, and they may well have incorporated Lunafreya's death into the story of episode Ignis, which would add extra motivation for Ravus to turn his back on the Empire. Now, as someone who personally thought that Ravus was rather shafted by the delivery of the original narrative, his addition to episode Ignis rather pleases me, and I hope that, as with episode Prompto, that it's the narrative that really shines through here. I have high hopes in this regard too, especially as Tabata has previously said that episode Ignis was put last in the roadmap for the season pass because they wanted to tell a much richer, impactful story experience. So don't let me down, Tabby. Aside from all of this, Square Enix also revealed the release date for Comrades, Final Fantasy XV's multiplayer expansion. It will release on the 31st of October, and in something of a surprise, it was also revealed that one Nobuo Uematsu would also be composing a brand new piece of music for Comrades called Choosing Hope. Comrades, if you aren't aware, will focus on what happens within the world of Eos after Noctis' disappearance. You'll take on the role of a survivor of the Kingsglaive as they essentially look for answers and try to fight against the hordes of demons that are encroaching on the land as darkness looks to engulf it. Square Enix had previously run 2 online tests for Comrades with mixed results, so hopefully by the time the 31st of October comes around, they will have sorted out all their server issues and will also have fixed up the balancing that they had previously spoken about. As we saw on the official website, the final product is going to be way more expansive than what you saw in those tests, and it will certainly be interesting to see how people react to it. So yeah, there's plenty of stuff going on with Final Fantasy 15 right now, but at this point, how many of you guys are still actively interested? As I mentioned, I feel as though the additional story content could be pretty exciting, and I'm really glad they've confirmed Ravus as the guest character in episode Ignis. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. And if you enjoy our content, please consider supporting us on Patreon. You can find out more information at patreon.com/FFUnion. These amazing folks have already taken the active decision to support us, and we are so grateful. It would be great to see this mega wall of supporters keep on growing. Alright guys, this is Daryl signing out. I'll see you next time for more Final Fantasy videos.